It was spicy today. It was very spicy. Um, Here, hold on. Man, I could not make this stuff up. This is like, man, we need to make a movie about my life because it's always spicy. Oh, see, I live in Northern California, which is very overpopulated, very uh, radical left. And those are probably like the craziest people on earth, right? So there's just some unhinged people out here. My funny. So, um, today was wild. I went, like I made this video earlier about my thoughts on the coronavirus, and then I went out to this field and started flying. I was the only one out there flying, but there was a lot of people out today because the weather's like really, really nice here in California right now. And after like, I don't know, 3 or 4 packs, I know, and the sun was just now dipping down behind the, sun was setting. I noticed like there was something up in the air. Is that bird? No, oh, it's fixed wings. I was like, whoa, that's cool. So I watched them for a while. But, I was here at the field first, and I was flying. So my last pack, I'm like, yeah, I'll go do a little follow footage. Um, I kept a good distance. But I think they were like, this guy was already like just triggered. Oh, drone! Ah! Well, first of all, this isn't their private field. This is an open field. That anyone, like, he doesn't own the air. Nobody does. You can fly around wherever you want. As long as you're not flying directly over people, or you know what I mean. Unsafe. As long as you're flying safely, you can fly wherever you want. And I kept a safe distance because I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to like go so close that I hit their plane or anything. And sorry, but I'm a pretty skilled pilot. Like, I can fly around objects, even moving. And I was getting some great footage on my GoPro. I'll probably maybe I'll post that video. So yeah, one pack, one 6S 1300 pack. So I actually got probably maybe like 3 or 4 minutes of flight. Never going too close, and then flying over half a mile back to my spot on the opposite end of the field. And I landed, and I'm there, and I was going to fly maybe a couple other 4S packs, and there's like, there's a couple witches, I'm sure. Just kidding. I look like a dork in them, I'm sure. But, and they're sitting there, kind of looking at my drones and talking. And then there's this dude who comes up. He just comes stomping up from the trail, and he's this boomer, and he had a foreign accent too, and he's looking at me and he's like, "You flying around my wing?" It's like, immediately I read it, and I'm like, "Do not come." I look at him, I'm like, "Do not come at me aggressively." And he keeps stomping. I'm like, "Do not come at me aggressively." And he keeps stomping up, and I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." So I'm like clinched up, I'm ready to go. This guy gets in my face and starts like basically trying to cuss me out because I was flying my drone up in the air where they were. I was there before them, around their wings, and I wasn't having it because I'm just not that. If you come up to me politely, or anybody, like, people just need to chill out, especially here in California. People are just unhinged in general. But if you come up politely and say, "Hey, I don't really like you flying around my wing like that." Okay, I'm sorry. I was just, having some fun. Sorry to fly too close to you, or your wing or whatever. I won't do that. But if you come running up and get in my face like we're going to have a fist fight, I'm going to tell you to go after yourself. And these ladies, by the way, they bolted so fast. And I told this guy, I'm like, "Get out of my face right now." And he looked in my eyes and saw that, well, first of all, he wasn't small, but they thought he was running up on some kid, but I was bigger than he was. So immediately he's like, oh, this isn't going to go the way I wanted. And I'm like, I'm going to videotape you. I pull out my phone. He goes running off. What a douche. Because that's the way it is. These people will act absolutely insane. And as soon as you're going to document it, they come back to reality and they're like, oh, maybe I just crossed the line here. But I swear to God, I thought I was getting in a fist fight. I thought, in old me, some dude gets up in my face like that, I would have laid him out. But thank God, in California, when you're an adult, you have to wait. You have to wait for them to throw the first punch before you can defend it. Even then, before you can defend yourself. But I was just hoping that dude would shove me or anything. I was ready to go. Insane. And another thing is, I'm by myself. I got all my quad gear out. And I'm not an idiot. I had stuff on. I'm sure she saw me reaching in my backpack and he was like, that's when he bolted because he doesn't know who I am. But you don't know what people have or who they are. This guy was just nuts. So what do you mean my connection's unstable? So anyways, my advice is always when people act crazy, give crazy right back because they're not expecting that. And that definitely has worked for me. Because, I'm not going to be just like, I don't know, bullied or intimidated by unhinged people, basically. That was intense. It's, Kebab's right. It's really hard to fly in California because it's just, even you go out in the cuts in the open space and wherever, there's still lots of people and even some crazies. But yeah, that happened today. If you watch Mr. Steele's latest video where he talks about the FAA and the remote ID going on, he talks exactly about this. These fixed wing guys, they got issues with drones and they need to chill the F out because we're all get to fly up in the air. And if you crash someone else's spot and they're up flying around you, to me, you have no right to go up and run up in their face and act a fool. That's just my own personal opinion. I don't know. You guys leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Am I just a total a-hole? Was I in the wrong? Or, would you have done the same? Some guys crash your spot with some fixed wings and you leave them alone, but at your very last pack, you go up and check them out a little bit and then land, and then they come up and attack you. What would you do? Would you bear mace them? Jesus. I'll tell you what. I had a Doberman for 14 years. Recently, last 2019, in December, I had to put it down. Oh, I'm sorry, 2018 December. So it's been a year, just a little over a year that I haven't had my pooch, my Kaiser dog. And, I might be looking at some breeders again real soon because with a Doberman, even in California, you don't have to worry about these unhinged crazies coming at you. As soon as they see the dog, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to move on and keep my mouth shut. Having a Doberman pays dividends, man. I'm telling you, I had mine for 14 years and he was my first son. He protected me and my family like you wouldn't believe. So, yeah, crazy stuff. I'm going to go fly there again, though. If I see that guy, I'm going to definitely buzz his wing and then take off. Yeah, chill out, bros. We all got to get through this together. And, jeez, people are wild. Anyways, take it easy. Go have some fun. Peace out.